We've heard so much about delegates in this presidential primary process. Governor Florio, how many times have you been a delegate to a national convention? And tell us about those experiences, what it was like for you.
I think I first went as a delegate in 1976. I think I've been to almost every convention since that time. And it's a historic feeling when you go. Rarely are there contested conventions. For the most part, there are shows to highlight the decisions. This year might be a little bit different in the sense that there's a little more contentious interaction.
Will you go this time to the convention?
It's in Philadelphia, so it's close. I don't think I'll go as a delegate. It's time to let other young people get the experience there. But I probably will stop in some of the events.
Well, of course, the Democratic Convention is really just weeks away. From your perspective, Governor, what's it going to take to get the Secretary Clinton side together with the Senator Sanders side and bring unity to the party? Is this possible? And really, does history give us any indication of this?
Well, I think the process is a negotiating process. And it's no question as to who Senator Sanders will be supporting. It's a matter of enthusiasm, the degree of enthusiasm, degree of activity, the ability to mobilize and have his supporters be full all out. In the way that Mrs. Clinton, or Senator Clinton, Secretary Clinton,
she was Senator too.
Was able to do on behalf of then Senator Obama. So I'm fairly confident there's going to be a whole degree of unity and enthusiasm for her candidacy.
But there is going to have to be give and take. The sides are going to have to talk. Then eventually Clinton and Sanders are going to have to talk. What could that process be like in bringing unity to the party? And how drawn out could it be?
There'll be negotiations over things like the platform. Obviously, Senator Sanders has thoughts he'd like to incorporate into the platform. The rules, changing the rules going forward in terms of the conventions in the future. So those types of things will all be discussed. The prominence of the role that the senator will play at the convention, speaking engagements and things of that sort.
What are your thoughts on Senator Sanders' legitimate demands at this convention, given the process that's taken place?
Well, I don't know if they would call them demands, but his suggestions that they will attempt to be accommodated go to the whole process of the convention. Then, of course, there'll be substantive planks that he wants to put in the platform. I think the differences policy-wise between Senator Sanders and Secretary Clinton are minuscule. I mean, they're a matter of degree, not they both want to have wage inequality addressed. They want to have universal health care, ultimately, and they want to reduce the influence of money. So it's just a matter of scope and degree rather than substantive differences.
But there are wide disparities in the party because on the one hand, you've got the party made up of the working class. On the other hand, you have the big Wall Street donors as part of the Democratic Party. How do you reconcile this within the party itself?
I think the disparities between the two groups of supporters is minuscule compared to the Republican disparities between the different factions of the Republican Party. So I think, there'll be no challenge to Secretary Clinton, whereas there's speculation that there may be a challenge at the Republican convention, someone trying to stop the process and come in with a third-party individual. So I think it'll be a relatively easy thing to do to reconcile the differences.
Bernie Sanders has attracted a lot of new people to the Democratic Party and to his side in this campaign. Will those people, do you think, stay with Hillary Clinton as Democrats, or are they likely to look for the outsider that many of them seem to want and move over to Donald Trump?
Well, that's almost preposterous. The whole idea of the people who supported Sanders, the vast majority of them supporting Trump, Sanders is the very antithetical opposite of Trump. As a matter of fact, in some respects, the best force pushing Democrats together is the existence of Donald Trump. That is just anathema to an awful lot of people.
Let me ask you about the superdelegate process in which the party chooses the candidate, even before the first vote is cast, let alone counted. Mm-hmm. Does that system need to be changed, do you think, as a result of this process we've been through?
I think you could review it and make a determination as to whether it's sustainable. The rationale initially was to say that you wanted to have some experienced people at the convention in the event of the need for interactions, things of that sort. So some degree of moderation, maybe some review of it and modifying of it. But I think the concept of having experienced hands on hand at these events is a good thing.
Governor Florio, thank you very much for your insights.
Happy to be here.